Yep.
Here's this Casablanca Columbia 2 once again.
With a K4.
Yep, this time it has a K4 light kit. So that's the whole reason we're doing another video on it.
Did it have cane blades before as well?
It did, but they were not Casablanca blades.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But now these are the wider cane, so they're Casablanca. Actually, was I even here when you did a video on this, or?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so. So for those who don't know, this is a really overly ornate and rare model that Casablanca made for only a few years in the early days. The tag is
This one's from 1981.
Yep. DO, so April 1981. And they weren't doing days and number of fans made that day yet, so that's what that is. This one is Slumber Quiet, being from 81.
All the SQ components are still original, and the bearings are still original.
That's
the only
crazy.
thing that's not original are the lead wires, because there was like 2 inches of wire coming out of the down rod, so I had to put longer wires on it.
You can show the light.
There's the light.
Yeah, I think this looks pretty good with tulip glass or whatever this is called, just because it's an older fan. And normally you see these in antique brass, but they did make polished brass ones, just in even lower quantities, which makes them very rare. I think I only know of 2 other collectors that have one.
I think somewhere in the Slumber Quiet system, some resistor, whether that being one of the resistors on the board or the potentiometer, I think something's getting a little weak because the low speed here seems to be a little bit fast. Or faster than usual.
Still nice and slow enough, though.
So Chandra found this for like $35, I think, at a flea market. Like
Actual insane find.
Yeah, that was back in like 2013 or 14. I don't really remember. But yeah, that's literally crazy.
I yearn for the days of how easy it was to get fans back in like the early 2010s or like 2000s even.
Alright, and there it goes a little faster.
I'm gonna move over. So earlier versions of this, I think, would be... I mean, I don't actually know for sure, so don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they made these with, like back in the K63 era. So those would have been cardboard box variable speed with the hum and everything. But this must not have been used much of at all, considering the bearings were still good. Slumber Quiet still works, and the finish is still in good shape.
The bearings hiss a little bit. But yeah, they're definitely not bad by any means.
I mean, the standard almost at this point is when you get a Casablanca fan that the bearings are like barely even moving, and they're loud as hell.
I gotta replace bearings in most fans I get anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not complaining I didn't have to do the bearings in this one because this is when Casablanca glued their bearings in place.
Move it to more of a medium speed. Actually, I do still hear a little bit of a hum, but I think that's just the light bulbs vibrating or the glass vibrating.
Yeah, I don't think the motors were perfectly quiet with Slumber Quiet either.
I guess you're bound to always have like a tiny bit of noise.
I'm really happy to have a period correct K4 on this. And if I find a period correct one, I'm gonna put a center light on it too.
We might find one later today.
Possibly.
Alright, I'm gonna put a little higher. It's getting closer to high speed.
That's almost full power there.
Yeah. And of course, this is going to be extremely powerful. I always found this lineup of antique replica Casablancas very interesting, especially ones made during like the K63 era. I'm going to high speed. Why?
I would love to find a K63 20th century.
Yep, that's one of the ones I was thinking of.
What on earth is that?
I don't know. Yeah, so we're missing the 20th century, the Broadway Limited. I guess now that we have this, I don't really know what other models there were. I mean, I'm not counting like the belt drive Victorians or
Maybe
anything.
Like 19th century.
Oh yeah.
Which I used to have a 19th century, but I traded it for a Venus Halo. But I didn't really care that much because that one was much newer. So. I don't know why, but this fan just made like a really weird noise.
I didn't even notice that it spiraled down route until right now.
That's a nice touch.
I had a feeling most of these types of fans were installed in like kind of fancy bars, restaurants, hotels, but considering those renovate every once in a while, most of these are gone. So now kind of the only place you'd find one is like in the wild anyways. It's probably somebody's house that had a lot of money and never updated anything.
This will definitely have a permanent install one day, but it might be a while because I don't think I currently have a spot for it. But I think it would be awesome to have this installed somewhere.
It'd be really cool if you found a K4 that was old enough where it had those like turnkey switches for each individual socket.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat.
I think that would be older than when this fan was made, but
Yeah,
still,
definitely.
it's like whatever.
I think this light kit is actually 1 year older than the fan because it came off of a 1980 Victorian, and this fan's from 1981. So
There you have it.
that's all for this.
Very rare
Casablanca
fan.
Columbia 2.
Yeah.